Everybody, welcome back, and today on my desk we are looking at the Edifier S1000w bookshelf speakers. Now when I say on my desk, they're actually there. These are my main speakers that I've been using for about a month. I got them just before Christmas for review and they've stayed there ever since. They are lovely speakers. Now to look at, without a doubt, they are lovely to look at speakers. They'll work with your Alexa, they'll work with Tidal music, work with Spotify, they are Bluetooth certified. Not only that, but one is passive and one is submissive. And one is active. I'm going to keep that in the I don't care. I'm just going to keep that in the recording. So what that means is it doesn't need an amplifier. You can plug your devices straight into it. And what I mean by that is if you've got old hi-fi equipment, like a tape deck that I've got, I've actually plugged it in to one of the ports. Speaking of ports, what has it got? Well, Bluetooth we've already talked about. Also Wi-Fi enabled as well, so you can connect it through Wi-Fi. You've got 2 RCA inputs. That's what you can use your old hi-fi equipment for it. It's also got an optical connection as well, so if you want to plug this into one of your set-top boxes, you can have them as speakers for your TV. Now connectivity wise, it's also got Apple Airplay 2 as well. I forgot to mention that earlier on. So basically any way that you want to stream to these speakers, then you can, which is I've been doing. I really have been enjoying it. I've been using Tidal Wave, is that how you call it? Tidal, and that's high-res audio, hi-fi, high-res audio, and I've been working, sounds really, really good from that, I must admit. To get the best out of these speakers, I would definitely say go for lossless FLAC HD audio, if you want to call it that. That's my recommendation. If you're going to have speakers like this, go for the lossless. You won't regret it. Right, so what the dimensions for this is 7.8 inches by 13.6 inches by 11.6 inches. These are big speakers. They've got a lovely wood. Just going to knock on them right now. Knock on wood. Really, really hard wood shell, and it's a lovely colour actually. It's a kind of light wood colour, and I think it's rather attractive with a black finish. It's a kind of black, kind of leather finish on top. The grills come off, so if you want to use them without the grills, then that is ideal as well. Now in the back of the active speaker, you've got a volume button, you've also got treble, and you've also got bass, so you can change them there, the treble and the bass on the back. And it's got an on-off switch as well, which is pretty handy. I do like an on-off switch because obviously you don't want to have these on all the time. You can turn them off if that's what you wish. If you're into your specs, I'm going to put them in the description and you can go nuts there because I'm not going to bore everybody with specs. But what you get with it, you get the one active speaker, one passive speaker. You get a remote control. On the remote control, you've got an on-off button, you've got a mute button, you've got all the connections for your optical, all your connections in the back. So your optical, coaxial, line in, line 2, that's your 2 RCA inputs. You've also got a Wi-Fi and a Bluetooth button, and you've also got the skip forward, volume up and down and pause, what you would expect. You get 2 AA batteries with it. I think they're actually AAAs. It says AA's on the website, but I'm pretty sure it's AAA's. You get one 3.5mm to RCA cable. You get one RCA to RCA audio cable, both 1 meters. You get an optical cable, 1 meter, and you get the speaker connection cable, which is a 5 meter cable. You need that to connect the passive to the active speaker, and you get a 1.6 meter power cable, and you get the user manual. I don't want to go over old ground, but I just want to make sure that you understand what these speakers can do. With the Apple Airplay 2 and your Alexas and Spotify and things, it means you can have all round music in every room. So you can connect these up to your whatever app you use. Spotify. I like Tidal, actually. Tidal works really well. So you can go into any room, and if you've got speakers in every room, you can have them all synced together. You can use Apple Player 2. So Apple Play 2 is on your iOS devices. Very easy to use. And they are very easy connection-wise. Even if you're using Wi-Fi, it's very easy to set up. Setting this up to Wi-Fi was very, very simple to do. Just follow the instructions. They really were easy. Setting them up through the app is very, very easy as well. Again, functionality of the app is pretty limited. I think they could definitely work on that. Get some EQ in there. It's certainly not unheard of in an app for speakers is to have EQ on there. I don't know why they don't have it on there, to be honest. So I really would, hopefully you're listening to this. If you are, please get some EQ on the app. That's definitely a necessity, I think. Remote control. Let's talk about the remote control. It works really well. It's a remote control, but it's clearly, I mean, the remote control, the functions on it are clearly laid out. It's really, really handy, especially if you've got it on your phone. The way I've got my phone, I have my phone up and a charger up in the wall. So instead of me stretching over to change the track or whatever, I can use remote control. It is really, really handy for that. Obviously changing the inputs and outputs as well, because I've got them set up to my Rodecaster Pro. So if I want to listen to the audio from any recording I've got, I can obviously change the lineup. I've got them set up through the speaker outputs of the Rodecaster Pro into RCA. So I've got RCA to 1/4 inch adapters. So I've got left and right come out the Rodecaster Pro into the RCA input in the back. And I've also got my tape deck. That's my other setup that I've got through the RCA. Now, there is pictures on the website of it set up with a turntable. There's no phono output on these speakers. So if you've got an old style turntable, then you will need some sort of phono adapter for that before you can plug them in to the back of these. Obviously, if you've got a more modern turntable that's got Bluetooth or anything like that, then obviously you can just use the Bluetooth. But if you've got an old style turntable, you will need some sort of phono adapter for that. I just thought I'd mention that because there is pictures on the website with turntables on it. Right, so I think I've told you all about the specs. I think I want to talk about, well, what do I think of them, or how do I feel about them? First thing I want to say is these are heavy. If these are supposed to be bookshelf speakers, I would hate to put them on a bookshelf because they weigh 40 pounds in total. Obviously, the active speaker is going to be more heavier than the passive speaker. So bear that in mind, but they are very, very heavy. They're a big speaker. I mean, a big speaker, you know. But saying that, they pack a really good sound. So a total wattage of 120 watts. Is that loud enough for you? Certainly loud enough for me. I've got them in this wee small room. And to be honest with you, I've delayed making this video because I've been listening to music all morning. It really does. I love listening to my music these days. And these really do pack a punch. I do like having decent speakers. Before, I had the smaller speakers before, Donner speakers. They were fine, but these are just that little bit more, well, obviously a lot more expensive. These are £400. Whether or not they're available right now, check press for details. They are brand new, and at this time of me making this video, I actually don't think they're available. They're out of stock. Whether they're available yet in full demand, I'm not sure. There are not any videos other than one. There's one other video that's been produced on YouTube, and I'm just wondering if that's the reason why there hasn't been other videos made, is because of the stock levels that aren't actually quite in stock yet. But depending on when you watch this video, you could be watching this in 6 months' time. They could be rolling out, and they could be fully in stock. So how do they sound? I think they sound very good. I think they're quite punchy bass. You can hear a lot of bass. Definitely if you're just listening to lossless audio. If you're listening to regular 120 kilobyte download from Spotify or Apple Music or whatever, then you're not going to get the best out of these speakers. You really aren't. You've got to get the lossless, especially if you can plug them hardwire into a CD player, or, a turntable, then you're going to get the best out of these speakers. I listened to the lossless audio from Tidal, and I just think it sounds so much better. If you're going to have speakers of this size, of this quality, then you are definitely pay the price, get the lossless audio. You will not regret it, I think. So it's very well rounded for my ears. I'm no audiophile, but I think they sound really good. Nice punchy bass. You can hear the highs and the mids. I think it's very well balanced. Again, for my old ears, I think they sound pretty good. I'm very, very pleased with them. They were sent to me for a review, but I'm going to tell you, if they weren't nice to listen to, I certainly wouldn't be using them. I've got other speakers that I can use, but these are the speakers that I'm currently using at the moment. I've got them set up on my desk. I really probably should have them in a bigger room. I've got to be honest. I should have them in a bigger room to get them best out of the sound, because I think you really have to have these in a nice, good sized room, because it will, you hear the subtle nuances, I think, of the music. Without a doubt, you'll definitely hear them better in a bigger room. But I've got them in my small studio, and they're not going anywhere, because I really, really like them. Unless Edifier want them back, hopefully, you're not getting them back, but hopefully they won't want them. But because I'm really quite happy with them, yeah. I guess a little bit of a ramble here, I guess, but I think they're pretty good. That's my thoughts on the matter. If you're looking for them, look for the links in the description. And yeah, hopefully if you're buying them, you'll enjoy them like I am. Hope you're doing well. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.